What is up, guys? Beach HD here, and today I'm bringing you a sort of trading tips kind of update video. If you do remember back to when about just before the start of FIFA 13, when I had about 100, 200 subs maybe, I did make a pre-FIFA 13 trading tips video where I included about 5 or 6 tips on what to do, how to take advantage of the market when the game first comes out. So I just decided before I was making the Road to Ronaldo episode 3, I just thought I'd kind of update you. I will be giving tips as well in the Road to Ronaldo in case there are people that do miss this video. But I'm going to try and fit in as many tips as I can in about 6 or 7 minutes, just so it can kind of help you out for future, and if you're struggling to trade at the moment or you need helpful sort of methods. So the first tip is going to be quite a simple one. I usually do 10,000 byte now minimum, 20,000 byte now maximum, and then 30,000 there, leaving the maximum byte now there, and then just search, no filtering other than gold for me. And then as you're searching through, you just look for players. You can see there's a 10k gap in each price with it between the start price and the buy now. So if there is a cheap player on there, there's a lot of profit max to be made. This does work with quite a few players, and it's just kind of luck most of the time. If you do manage to pick up a good cheap player, see a Pepe 20k, 30k. I can't at the moment find any good deals. I'll just keep checking along this first page, but this is the method. You do keep scrolling. You see there a Hulk going for 10k. Now we know he goes for much more than that. There's already someone put a bid on. So with 6 minutes left, you keep your watch list, keep an eye on him, and eventually when the time's near, he could possibly be going for cheaper than what his usual value is. So you could try and sell him on, and pick him up cheap, sell him on for more, and it's quite a nice little way to be buying and selling these players, and it's quite good. So that is sort of like the first tip. The next one is the pretty basic one. You do just reset all of those stats and search gold. Then you can either do 41212, which I do, or if you do watch other YouTubers, to mind I can think of UK Gaming Project Ash, who told me to do 442 as well. That's a good formation to do it with. I wouldn't recommend 433 just from past experience, but you just search gold 41212 or 442. Then the league, I would probably do Premier League or League of BBVA, mainly Premier League for me though. Then you'd search however many coins you have, which for me is 98,000. Doesn't matter if you have hardly any coins or lots of coins, these should work either way. I trade with small amounts and big amounts. The web app for me is going pretty slowly because I am recording on it, and because my internet's absolutely crap anyway. So there we go. You're just searching 41212, quick ones there. Aaron Lennon 41212 going for 5.8k. I think he goes for about 6.5k. So if you wanted to make about 600, 500 coins profit, then you could stick a bid on him, and you should be able to sell him on. That's just a simple way to make profit, and you just continue doing this. I would probably recommend doing it. I would say when I get home from college, I usually trade for the Road to Ronaldo, which is about 11 a.m. till about 2 p.m. That's probably the best times for me personally, but I do know that others like, well, I'm not going to example because so many trade late on, but it's just kind of, they trade from 12 p.m. till 6 a.m. onwards. I do know I have stupidly been awake and sad enough to be awake at 5 o'clock and just turn on the web app, and you do pick up quite a few deals, but I don't know, I personally don't do it because I have things to do and don't want to be tired all day. But if you're really desperate to make coins, then you could easily just wake up at 5 o'clock and get on this, get trading, and it's a super time. There aren't really many people on. There's Fernando Torres there, but what you would do is just add him to watch list quickly, search his formation, buy it now, find the cheapest one. If there is profit to be made, then just stick a bid on. It can't really go wrong, and that's pretty much the tip. You do the same for 442. In the hours I probably said, if you're at school, then you'd probably best doing this, depending on what time you do go to bed if you're at school, but the later the better in most cases. Or if you're doing it in the morning before school, then probably if you wake up at 6 a.m. or onwards, 6 till 8 is probably a good time to trade as well, just because of not many people on, as it is a school day and things like that. So there's two methods. You could also do the same method with silver as well. I normally do no formation. I usually change this part down. I do minimum of 10k and then a maximum of however many coins I do have, and then I just search them, just because there's a lot less silvers out there that are worth as much. But I find it's a good way of trading as well, just because people don't understand the value of silvers that are high in value. And I think I've searched the filter wrong, because that's coming up cheaper than it should. Yep. So it'd be 10,000 there, and it filters out all the cheap ones that nobody really wants, and it just brings you onto the good ones, unless someone's overpriced one of their players. So like Gardner, you check, Albrightons, all these good players, and you just see there's a noticeable gap between the starting price and the buy now, or there is no buy now, then the starting price if it looks cheap, and you can quickly just zoom along, search him, see if there's profit to be made on him. My web app's going really slow, so this is going to be really hard if I do find a good deal. Henderson, going to way too much there. Genus, take a look now. None of these first pages seem to be worth a bid or checking out. I'll search the next page in a second and see if there's any there, but that would probably be the method. At the time I'm recording this at 3:30, and this is a much better thing to do. Probably it's a tricky one. I would probably say there will be a lot more cards on at about 6 PM, 7 PM, but it will also be harder to get the good deals because there's so many people online trying to get the same deals as you are. This Mayaki is a good one that you could try. So you add him to a watch list. Zambia and Southampton. Zumbia. Striker, it's got to be one of these. Zambia, yeah. Southampton. And then you just filter out, like you did with the other ideas, filtering out his overall price. We'll try 50. See if there's any up for 50. There aren't, so the one that was going there was for 46. So this isn't looking too bad. If you search for 60, are there any there? 60. Searching, and there is one up for 60. So that's 54k buying now. I might consider buying that actually. What's the next cheapest one? Just find out. 60,000. Try 65,000. Search for that, see if there are any. There are still none, so that looks like a good buy. I think I'm going to go and pick him up in a second. Just carry on searching. Are there any for 70 or under? Yeah, and now there's a lot more up for this price. Poor formation going for 70, good formation 69, so these will all go a little later on, you'd like to think. So I think I'll probably go and try and pick up both of those, log onto my other account and pick up the buy it now one. So hopefully there'll be two good deals. But there's 3 trading tips for you. Just tell me if you want any more sort of trading tips videos. If this could get, should we target 35 likes, then that would be really helpful to me. It'd also be great if you've not subscribed, and if you could, because I really want to try and get 1,000 subscribers before the start of December. So it'd be great if you could try and help me out. Currently on 870. So hopefully if you're not subscribed and you do, then that would be great, and I do look forward to seeing you all on my next videos. So if you want, I'll try and get a Road to Ronaldo out tomorrow if I can. Hopefully I should be able to. So please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and goodbye.